estate, there are so many different variables to everything, and there are a lot of things that we need to be very careful about and we need to have a lot of care for. However, here's a few things that as a realtor, I don't care about if you're my client. The first one being probably the biggest. I don't care what time you call or text me. Truth be told, if I'm available, I'm going to respond. If I'm not available, then I'm not going to respond. Or I will respond with, hey, I'm not available. Here's why. Here's when I can get back to you. To me, it's really important that my clients feel like they can reach me, and I'm usually available 24 hours a day because most of the time I don't sleep very often. And when I do go to sleep, guess what? Those messages and phone calls are there the next day, and I get back to you as soon as I can. My clients always know this up front. Another thing that I really don't care about as a realtor, I don't care what your house looks like when they come for inspections. I really don't. Just make sure that certain things are able to be accessed. Another thing I don't care about is your timeline. It does not matter to me how long it takes as long as you're serious. I do not care if I have to show you 50 houses because you just can't narrow down what is an absolute want versus need. If we need to go through and see a couple houses that will help you get there, I'm okay with that. The only thing I ask is you don't waste my time, and I'm not going to waste yours. If we can start narrowing that down, that's perfect. That's what we need to be doing. But even timeline-wise, as far as you thought you were ready and something has come up and you're not, or if you're letting me know 6 months in advance and then 3 months later you're like, we changed our mind, we got to do something right now. It doesn't matter to me. Your timeline is your timeline, and I am on your timeline. As long as there was a mutual respect between each other, then it is what it is. This is your home and your process, and I'm just here to help you facilitate it. Lastly, I'm not a stickler for signs in the yard. If you don't want a sign in your yard, if you don't want to make it known to everybody that your house is for sale, then that's okay. I have some people that don't want signs in their yard, and I have some people that would have 5 in their yard if we could. Some people don't want a sign in their yard because they don't want the neighbors and people just driving through neighborhoods to know that their house is for sale, because there are times that crimes related to that happen because people may think it's vacant, or they may think, oh, people are boxing things up, they're going to be throwing stuff out, let me see what they've got. People just don't want to be bothered. Sometimes people will come knocking on doors. It just happens. If you don't want a sign in your yard, honey, we ain't got to. Now, if you do, we'll make it sparkly and bright and hot pink so everybody can see it. But if you don't want one, I don't care. It's okay. Lastly, I don't care what our communication style is. If you text, if you email, if you phone call, whatever it takes, as long as, again, we're respectful of each other's time, it doesn't matter to me. We can respond back and forth however you would like. We can chit chat. We can be super professional. We can act like we're family. We can be best friends. It doesn't matter to me. As long as you are happy and there's a mutual respect between the two of us about getting the job done and getting the job done properly, then I'm fine with it. I have things that I do require of my clients, but for the most part, I'm pretty easygoing over here because I want you to enjoy this process. And if I can take some stuff off your plate, I'm absolutely going to do it. And we're going to make it as easy and as fun as we can because it is kind of a high-stress situation. My name is Morgan with Morgan Rountree Realty. I help buyers and sellers all up and down the Georgia East Coast, basically from South Carolina to Florida. So if you ever have any questions or need help with anything, give me a shout.